Hello. How's everyone doing? Happy New Year. Hope you had a good Christmas and all that kind of stuff. Mind you, you could be watching this in August sometime, couldn't you? So we're recording in the new year. It's kind of busy at the moment with the kids and all that stuff, but I always say that. So I'm sorry for the lack of content. I must do a video review on this thing. It's an interesting yoke. This is Performance by Japan, and it's from the first album, Adolescent Sex, which means that I'm not going to get millions and billions of views on it. It doesn't matter, because what I promised myself was that I'd do all the albums, all the tracks on all the albums, and I'm getting there. Tint Drum is all done. I think Polaroids is all done. I'm not sure about Quiet Life, that might be all done. Anyway, so I have the first two albums to do. So look, without any further ado, let's get into this and we'll have a look at what he's doing. It's proto Mick. So even though he's playing fretted bass on this, and he's given that popular style at the time, that slap and pop thing, a go, even though it's not his normal thing, there's still an awful lot of it. It's so Mick Karn, and as you know, we love Mick here. So let's get into it and I'll show you what he's at. Unusual for Mick in that the first album was played on fretted bass. By Obscure Alternative, he was on fretless. And the other thing he was at is he was giving the old slap and pop thing a go. But he doesn't slap the lower notes, he's just popping. Now that could be for a number of reasons. One is that in order for slapping to sound good, your compression settings tend to be a bit different. Your EQ is different, and he's going to play the rest of the song. You're not the only one, baby. That maybe that didn't sound good, slapped. Who knows? But anyway, this is the decision that they made at the time, and there's no videos to show us. But even so, I'm fairly sure of most of the positioning on this. Okay, so we're going to go open A to the second fret on the A. Overtake it easy. And then we're going to the fourth fret on the G string, but this time we're going to pluck it. So you just hook. Now forgive me if you know how to pluck. Not everyone does. Make it like a trigger finger thing. And hook your finger under the string and just snap it up. So that's the riff. And if you have the riff right in your head, you'll play it right when it goes to your hands. Okay, so if you listen to what he's doing, it's bum bum ba 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 ba. Okay, so back to the G string, the fourth fret on the G string. So 2, and then back to the second fret on the G string. And that's a hammer on. So from the top. Okay, now you can probably hear that bit, most people can. So open A to the B, fourth fret on the G, second fret on the G, hammer on with your third finger to back up to the fourth, right? And like that, I slapped there, I was being very naughty. And the next little bit is open A, I'll play it first, he goes. Okay, so open A to the second fret, B, second fret on the E string, open A, and the second fret on the A string. So slowly. And you got this kind of funky Moog thing, which is just brilliant. So from the top slow. Check it out. Now, there's 4 of those, but the third one is always a bit different. Or it might be the last one. Hang on. Yeah, it might be the fourth. I'll listen now. Hang on a sec. So real we keep it here. I did actually just have to double check and make sure. Yeah. So on the fourth one, it's a bit different. So instead of it's a bum, bum. So just an extra one there. Instead of an extra one. I'm slapping there for my own ease. Right. And then on the second part of that first verse, that fourth one, the phrasing of it is slightly different. It's a little rushed. Okay, so just listen to it and you'll hear where it is. So in typical Mick Karn fashion, he has a riff that goes around, and it's actually quite structured. So you've got 3 the same, 1 different, 3 the same, 1 different. Now we're going to get into the little tail that brings you into the chorus. All right. So over that, you're not the only one, baby, and those wonderful phased backing vocals. I'm going to miss that from later Japan stuff. I'm a big fan of backing vocals. And I think an awful lot of them were Ray Singer, the producer. So what he's playing is open A. You're not the only one. That's 5th fret on the A string. And then this is really Mick, little quirky little thing. So he's going from the 3rd fret on the A string to the 4th fret on the A string. And then back up to the 5th fret on the A string. Check me out. Right, so it's you're not the only one, baby. And that brings you into the next bit, which is kind of cool. This again is real protonic, the next part. So just make sure you have that right. It's open A. You're not the only 5th fret on the A string, 3rd fret to the 4th fret, baby. And then the 5th fret. Check me out. All right, move on to the next bit. Check me out. What's he doing there? It's funky, and I like it. So he's going open A to the 2nd fret on the A. Okay, and then the next part is the 2nd fret on the D string with your index finger to the 4th fret on the D string. Right? And then this is rhythmic. Up to the 11th fret on the G string and slide down. Okay. And this next part is kind of reminiscent of what went before. He goes open A, 2nd fret, 2nd fret on the E string, open A to the 2nd fret. Right, so slow. Right, at this time I'll play it without making a mistake. Anyhow. It's this string space, and you see I'm used to 16.5 mil now, so if it was like that, I'd feel better. It's not. Okay, try it again. So from the top, I'm going to do it slow. Open A to the B, 2nd fret. On to the next bit. Now, I think there's another verse here. Well, nobody has to suffer. But it's the same as what we've done already. So let's get to the chorus, all right? Start on the for the chorus part, which is funky as. There's 2 ways of playing it. One is But when I did my play along, I did it like this. But it's not that. I just like that because all the slides. I think it's the other one with the open strings. Even though that's a bit of a tongue twister for your fingers, you'll get it eventually, particularly the open D part. So I'll call it out with the notes and then I'll explain. Not explain. I'll mansplain. I do tend to do that. Okay, so open A, 2 notes, to the F sharp, which is the 2nd fret on the E. And then we're going to go hammer on from the open E to the 2nd fret on the E, open A to the 2nd fret on the A. So it's, and then open D and open A to the 2nd fret on the A, open E to the 2nd fret on the E. Okay, so that's a lot of that. Now it's open A, open the 2nd fret, and the 2nd fret. I'll just play it slowly and you'll see what I mean. So it's, okay, so what's happening on that part? Another is open A. Another nervous breakdown. So he's going from the open A to the 1st fret to the 2nd fret on the A. Yeah. Now, this little riff is tricky. I'm going to take this one separately. Okay, so what's he doing? Well, it's taken me a while to figure this out. Actually, when I did the play along, thought it might have been something else, which is close but not the same. So what he's doing is that little riff. It goes nervous breakdown. Yeah. Okay, so that's from the 3rd fret of the A string. Hammer on to the 5th fret of the A string, and then the next note is the open D string, which is the same note, but you're using that to hammer on to the 3rd fret of the D string. So it's like, okay, and then with your 3rd finger or your little finger, hit the 5th fret of the G string. All right, it's really cool, isn't it? And the faster it goes, the more unintelligible almost it becomes. I thought it was like, that's what I think it is. I can hear the G in the choruses at the end. If you hear something different, cool. But that's what I reckon it is. So let's move on to the next bit. See, doing well. You could play it here. Could be playing it here, but don't think so. I think it's here. So I'm going to play it there, and I'll show you why I think it's there in a sec. So we're going to go 5th fret on the E string to the 7th fret on the E string, like this. Right. So twice. And this time we're going to get up to the 7th fret on the G string. Back to the 5th fret on the A string this time. I'm going to hammer onto the 7th fret on the A string. Okay, so from the top. And then back to the 5th fret on the E string to the 7th fret on the E string. Okay, so from the top. Down to the 2nd fret on the E string, to the open A string, to the 2nd fret on the A string. So Now, I think that is meant to sound like a kind of muted pluck, you know, a muted pop. And he does kind of play it kind of muted like that, you know. But okay, so where we're at now is the guitar solo, just after about 316, 320, around there. And there's a kind of moog thing going on as well. You know the section we're talking about. And actually all that is the bit we've just done. Bum, bum, bum. And he does that 4 times. And then he reverts back to the verse that from the very, very start. He does the first riff from, you know, and then the long one. He does that. So I'll play along with it, but we've already done those bits. You've already got them in the old memory bank. So let's play along, and then there'll be a little outro. Thanks. And now the long one. And then of course. And we have that. Okay, so that's it. Performance by Japan. Another Mick Karn. I really think that it's a bit of a masterpiece given how old he was. As in, 20, 21, something like that. Brilliant. All right. Until the next time, I'll see you again. Take care.